Welcome back. Vacations are time when people want to let go of the routine of their mundane lives, but does that give one the free pass to forget the rules too? Today a video has emerged from Goa where you can see a car stuck in the sand and stranded on the Morjim beach. The question is, what was the car doing there in the first place? Because it is illegal to drive a vehicle on the beach. The occupiers of this four-wheeler have now been booked. But this is not the first time. This utter disregard for ecology and environment is not uncommon. We've all seen the video of the Audi Q3 being driven on the shores of Ladakh's pristine Pangong Lake. And then there were the irresponsible tourists driving their SUV over sand dunes in Leh, damaging the entire landscape. Since this tendency to damage the nature for a few moments of pleasure isn't showing any signs of abating, it is time to put in place more stringent measures to act as deterrent. These are three visuals that we're playing out for you of irresponsible tourists. Let's go across to Arunil, who's joining us with more details. Arunil, three visuals from Goa and two other from Ladakh, where the tourists, seem to have forgotten that they still have to follow rules even when on vacation. Arunil, can you hear me?
Well, that is right, Swati. In fact, these visuals are from Morjim in North Goa, where we can clearly see these tourists from Mumbai who had taken this car on the beach itself, right at the beach, and the car got stranded inside the sand. The locals tried to help the tourists. However, this clearly should not be done. It is extremely irresponsible behavior. We had seen it earlier in Ladakh as well. Now, these visuals coming in from Goa, tourists should behave responsibly even when they are on vacations and not indulge into these kind of irresponsible acts.
Right. It seems that just, taking an action against these tourists in terms of levying a fine is not acting as a deterrent clearly, Arunil.
Well, that is right. In fact, these tourists have been booked by the local police. But you're right, only mere fines are not acting enough as a deterrent, and that's why some proper punitive measures are required so that such kind of irresponsible acts on tourist places of India can be avoided. Absolutely.
We've also opened our phone lines requesting our viewers to call us and share with us their views. Before we take more callers on the broadcast, Arunil, it's very important here to also understand that, this creates a lot of inconvenience for the law enforcing agencies and for the locals over there.
Well, that is right. In fact, it creates inconvenience for the locals, for the law enforcement agencies. But more than that, it is creating problems for the tourists as well. Their own car is getting stranded in the muck over there. So why to indulge in such kind of irresponsible act? That is the main baffling question that comes to the fore. In fact, this is multiple times we have seen such kind of irresponsible act by tourists. First visual had come in from Ladakh. Now this is coming in from Morjim in Goa. We hope some proper punitive measures are taken so that this can be avoided in the future.
Absolutely. Strict measures need to be taken against such tourists who are openly flouting the norms, and they clearly seem to be enjoying themselves till they get in a tough situation. Also, Arunil, the big question is what really, is the kick? What really excites the tourists to take law into their own hands? Would they actually do this when they travel to some other country?
Well, in Goa particularly, we have seen these kind of irresponsible behavior, probably under the influence of alcohol as well, wherein tourists can be seen acting extremely irresponsible on the beaches of Goa. Similarly, in other tourist places as well, archaeological sites, we have seen tourists writing something on those historic archaeological sites. So these are basically assets which we need to preserve. And every Indian should understand this and avoid these kind of responsible acts. And also the government and the authorities should put in some proper measures so that this can be avoided.
Right. Arunil, thank you very much for getting us those details. We are moving on now and shifting our focus to